All right. Greetings. Welcome back to Black Bear News, where everything is connected. We're live on YouTube, Rockfin, and Colin. And greetings to you, all the people. Let's see. I saw something right when I signed on that I like. Bella Lagrisi said, I personally kicked down 75 vote for me signs in the suburbs last night. I don't know why that's funny. I do not know which party they were for. I take it you're just not into the politics. And that's all right. A lot of people are not into the politics. There's a video going around of someone in New York taking down the signs. You know, Kathy Hochul, the governor of New York, has an opponent in the election, in the upcoming election, and somebody was in a cop uniform. They weren't actually a cop. Was walking around taking down the signs of the opponent. It's dirty tricks, man. But if you're just, against the whole thing, I guess some good vandalism there, Bella. I have that urge sometimes myself. I do not do it, though. I do not do it. Funny thing is I still. Bella the Greasy says Rockfin won't let you sign in. What? That's weird. I have a question, Bella. Are you using a VPN? Because I have a VPN on a certain setting when I go to like Facebook or other pages. Like it just doesn't count my likes. So that's not the issue. Okay. I don't know. Hello, Rockfin people. How you doing? Rockfin people. Rockfinners of the world. Oh, I got a after hours coffee last night from Scott Andrews. Thank you. Scott Andrews bought me a coffee and said, keep up the great work, Kevin. Thank you. Thanks, man. That's a good way to support the show. buymeacoffee.com/blackbearnews. Also, you can tip me at Rockfin. Those are really good ways to support the show. I actually may actually limit all my tipping to Black Bear News labeled only avenues, right? Some of my like PayPal and some other things are assigned to like my music business, and I think I'd like to separate the two even more. And my Venmo is my personal Venmo. So maybe what I'll do is just try and set up Black Bear News, even Cash App too. Maybe I'll set up Black Bear News for all of those, so they're all assigned to Black Bear News. That's what I'd like to do. But right now, Buy Me a Coffee and Rockfin are all, Black Bear News specific. So those are really good ways to support the show. All right. Cute. You have to close and reopen your browser. Yeah, I don't know. Glitchy times, right? Glitchy times. But thank you to all the people that have tipped over the last couple of weeks. I really appreciate it. It is really very helpful to keep this show going. The support is very helpful, and I appreciate you all. I don't do this show for the money. However, it does take up a good portion of my day, right? So those are hours, that are I could or maybe should be devoting to other things, right? But I don't do the show for money, but I feel like I provide a service. So I thank you for the, it feels like my time is a little more valued. So thank you. I have a hum. Yeah, I know. I don't know. It's oh, it's my I need a new cord. I mean, need many new cords. That's the other thing too. I have to go to the store and buy a bunch of new cords and cables because all my cables and cords are going bad. And the cord that I use for the Callin app is going bad, so it gets hummy and glitchy. And today it almost wasn't working at all. I was trying to get the trying to get the sound from my phone into the board, and it just was not. Thank you. Yeah, I got it. So my cords are glitchy. I need new cords and stuff like that. So there you go. Scott Andrews says, I've managed to avoid most of the political ads. Dumping pay TV helped a lot. Yeah, sure. Oh, I don't pay. I have some streaming sites I subscribe to, but I don't. I have long left the TV, the world of TV behind me. That was a long time ago. I haven't actually owned a TV. My personal TV. I haven't owned a TV in well over a decade. I had a TV that I got for free like 15 years ago because I just would not pay for a TV, but I needed a TV to like play DVDs on. So I got a free TV somebody was giving away. But that's the last TV that I ever actually had. So most of my viewing is like online. I watch quite a bit of Rockfin myself. Actually, I'm a big Rockfin user as well as a contributor. Some YouTube, mostly Rockfin, and then whatever the usual like the Netflix, HBO stuff like that, HBO Max type things. All right, okay, all right. I'll quit babbling. Let's talk about things. Sorry, I'm laughing because my daughter is sending me like endless texts, and it's funny. She just sends me like weird stuff on the phone, like quite often, and sometimes she just goes on a roll. It's just like an endless stream of like strange texts. Anyways, all right. Let's talk about this. This is from the professor. Oh no, not this one. Dang, I hate when that happens. Why did it do that? Hold on, guys. Sometimes I go to click on a tab and it will just kick the tab out. It'll just close the tab. That's not what that's not my intention. All right. The professor says gosh, oh golly, we are all so excited that the window of opportunity is still open. Letting that hot air, smoke, and ash inside. At this point, the need for action is clear. There is still time, but my gosh, the window of opportunity is closing fast. So, Elliot Jacobson clearly feels that we're in a predicament and that there's no getting out. There's a lot of people that feel that way. That's not a rare idea. I'm not even going to read this article. He's responding to the title. The headline, COP27 Climate Summit, window for avoiding catastrophe is closing fast. I believe that Elliot Jacobson had a really funny, he has like a video, going back through the last couple decades talking about, showing all the articles that said the window of opportunity is closing fast. The window of opportunity is closing fast. The window of opportunity is closing fast. I don't know if I need to. Do I need to show it? I don't know if I need to show it. I mean, it's true, right? They keep on saying like, yeah, we got a little bit of time left. Well, and from his point of view, the little bit of time left was gone a long time ago. A long time ago. And then, but that the video that he posted could almost be a climate denier's video, right? And it's some things kind of cross over in very strange ways. Climate denialism and then climate doomism and climate denialism, like, you know, they intersect in a lot of ways. Yeah, his tweets are pretty dark. Yeah, you're right, Scott Andrews. Anyway, so his supercut of this video of like all these articles going back through the decades about how the window is closing. I've seen videos like that from climate deniers saying like, oh, they've been telling us that climate change is coming for a long time. Where is it? You know, kind of the same take from two completely different, you know, polar opposite viewpoints. Interesting nonetheless, but I think we're going to move on. I'm not going to play that video. From Go Green. Go Green had a couple of good tweets about Halloween, the scare, you know, the scare factor of Halloween and the reality of climate change. I was going to watch The Exorcist, the scariest film ever, right? Well, if people only realize this is the real horror right now we are looking at, and it's real, we are beginning to get cooked. General winter cannot even cool us down. Is this the real Exorcist? Anybody? I don't know. I thought his tweets were pretty, you know, I thought these were, you know, good for a chuckle. There's no need to dress up in a scary mask to frighten yourself. Just look outside. Our greatest nightmare is just beginning. It may feel, you know, great, even comfortable t-shirt weather in late October, 12C, 16C above normal. My, this is awesome weather. But it signifies a shift into a hostile climate world. Correct. Right? You know, this is, some people can look at these things and go like, wow, this is really strange. I have never, you know, this is very nice and warm. It's supposed to be cold and snowing right now, or very cold at least. And that is not, you know, what feels nice for the moment will not feel nice in the future. We are headed in the wrong direction. And here's meant to put these. All right. This is some cold troughs coming out of the Arctic, looking cold out west, heading into November. BC, get ready for your first Arctic outflow. So big, massive cold coming down. But again, look at these. Look at the jet stream, just like completely mangled. That's not good too. See, people just, you know, are into the weather of the day. Oh, it's cold. Where's the global warming? Or it's nice and warm, but can't possibly be global warming. It gets that hot sometimes. Right? People with their takes on this, but can't look at a meteorological map or look at these, you know, these anomalies. Look at the broken jet stream and go, oh crap, that's not right. We're gonna break up these climate tweets with a couple of. This is also scary, right? This is also a Halloween, some trick-or-treating. The West has lost its effing mind from Revolutionary Blackout Network. Retweeting this. Finland will allow NATO to place nuclear weapons on the border with Russia. Yeah, come on in. We need some nuclear weapons right next to Russia. That'll help. That boo. Or boom, I guess. Here's another good one. We're just going through some things today. This is Warren Gunnels. Elon Musk's wealth over the decade from 2012 to 2022 went from 2 billion to 221 billion. I just, it's hard to even imagine how much money that is. That's just, I mean, it's just ridiculous. Jeff Bezos' wealth in 10 years, 18 billion to 134 billion. Warren Buffett's wealth, 44 billion to 101 billion. The federal minimum wage, $7.25 an hour in 2009. So going back even farther, 2022, $7.25. He says 5 words, tax billionaires out of existence. And I agree. Greedy is the way. Says we are not eating the rich or taxing the rich fast enough. But I approve that message anyways. Lightning Rod says, I think only a billionaire can save us. Are you, is that real? For real? Only a billionaire can save us? Or are you just... Etier says, I want them nukes given to Ukraine right now with delivery systems. Is that true? Or are you being funny? Yeah, it's kind of bleak. Boom goes the world in a mushroom cloud. That's a good quote. It's good lyric from a song. Just breaking up a little of the climate stuff. Let's see, where are we at? Okay, let's keep going. Sorry. Going to continue. Here is extreme temperatures around the world. Extraordinary. This is also very, very scary. Very spooky. Extraordinary tropical night in the Austrian Alps. Kolomansberg. This is over 1,000 feet above sea level. Recorded a minimum. This is actually really wild. A minimum temperature high in the Austrian Alps. Without 1,000 meters high in the Austrian Alps. A minimum of 20.4 C, the highest ever recorded in October in the whole of Austria. And it's happening on day 30th of October. This is well above the July average. So it is now the cold, the low temperature is higher right now than the average July temperature, low temperature in the Alps. Think about how insane that is. Think about how insane that is. Try and tell me that happens all the time. No, it does not. Oh, yeah, that's the weather. No, that is not the weather always changing. I'm sorry. You are wrong. That is not the weather always changing. Provide me with all the graphs and stuff. if you got it unlocked like that. This is a drought, persistent drought in Madagascar, in the Ambovambi region of Madagascar. The drought has persisted for so long that local farmers now harvest cactus leaves. The whole region is now too dry to be agriculturally productive. This is the front line of climate change. That is happening. There is a drought is all over Africa, South Africa, Horn of Africa, Madagascar. They're suffering serious difficulty growing food in Africa. As the gentleman from the UN who I played yesterday said, we're seeing some serious issues with food scarcity, and we are going to see more. Serenity says barbecued prickly pear pads are pretty good. I've never had them, but I wonder. I mean, people eat cactus. It's a thing people eat, especially in the Southwest. I don't know if you're being funny about prickly pear pads, but maybe. Let's see. Back from Peter Dines, the UK now joins an interesting list of countries that refuse to send their leaders to the COP conference, the COP27. Think about that. Hold on, Phantomas. I'll get you in a second. This is interesting. They're going to send, they're sending envoys and stuff, right? Like, it's not like they're not going to send anybody. They're not, boycotting the COP27. Just the leaders aren't going. And let's see, I wanted to show this article on it. Neither is Prince Charles, who's, supposed to be a big climate dude. Prince Charles, British Prime Minister Rishi Sunak pulls out of COP27 climate summit. He's busy. There's things to do, stuff happening. Britain's falling apart. I guess he just, can't make it. But I read this article and I thought it was interesting that Prince Charles is also not going to go. I guess they got it. They've got it handled. We're making progress and all that. So overall, right, things are continuing apace, and then everything's fine. But the government is absolutely committed to supporting COP27 and leading international action to tackle climate change and protect nature. The window of opportunity is closing fast, apparently. Hey. All right, let's take a break here, and I'm going to take this call in a second. We'll check the coffees, if there are any coffees afoot. All right, Osama, thank you. Bought me some coffees and says, knowing you are doing this for yourself, all of us, and life on Earth, makes me want to donate more. You do such a great work. Thank you. I appreciate that, Osama. Thank you. Right on. Don't have anything on Rockfin yet, but got lots of watchers, so people are hanging out. Kevin Chanholzer says next year will be the Exxon COP, Coca-Cola COP, right? It's, it's fairly knee-slapping right now. The whole, we care about the climate crowd are, looking a little bit silly. All right, Phantomas, how you doing?
Yeah, I'm doing good. I'm just sitting here listening, thinking about the thinking about where we are in terms of society, and yeah, I don't know. I think I was watching something. I don't know if I mentioned this before, but did I talk about the eggs on TikTok yet?
The eggs on TikTok? No, I
Yeah.
don't think so.
So so this kind of gives me this will give us an indication where we are as a people. There are rooms on TikTok where people will waste eggs by taking the shell off, so it's just left with the sack. And I'm not
Yeah.
talking about one egg, people. I'm talking about hundreds, dozens,
Right.
however many, however many that person is on one live chat. And it's the weirdest thing. Like thousands of people will watch this constantly.
Yeah.
Somebody take a little spatula and try to remove part of the shell. And what's crazy about it is they will waste, like, I don't know, 10 eggs to get to that one egg where they can remove the shell completely and the sack is left. And then what they do is they sign someone's name on it. You see,
Okay.
see, Kev,
That is
that
that's
to me is that to me is absolutely crazy because I'm thinking how much that adds up to.
yeah.
How many eggs? The price of eggs today, and just wasting it, not even eating the food, not even using the shell for anything, just wasting everything completely
Yeah.
for views.
Right. I mean, do these views actually turn into dollars? Like I wonder if there's a
I
return on
guess
investment here. I don't know. It seems weird.
I, I would think so, but I don't think it would be that much because of how many eggs they're wasting. I'm not
Yeah.
talking like 12 or 15 people. I'm talking hundreds,
Yeah, I'm sure. I'm sure.
possibly thousands a month with all these different rooms of
Oh, I
people
mean,
just
people do this bullshit all the time where they fill their bathtubs up with cereal or milk or something. I'm going to do the orange, I'm soaking in orange juice
yeah,
challenge. Blah.
yeah.
Like you are a lunatic. Like seriously? Cuz it's like funny or fun. Oh, I'm going to, you know. I mean, I just it's unbelievable to me that people do this. But I mean, that's the mentality of a lot of people is like, well, it's just the cost of doing
It,
business, right? This is going to
yeah,
be
I
this is
think
going to
it's
get
like
me
the
views and clicks and going to, I'm going to generate something from this income or something and so, F it. I got some
I,
disposable income. I'm going to go blow $50 on eggs or whatever it is or milk to fill up my bathtub. It's bizarre.
I think it's the sociopath part of society.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
and it's getting worse because of what people have to do to maintain that attention.
Yeah.
So, so what I'm thinking is probably when this all shit goes to hell, we're gonna probably have TikTok snuff rooms where people are killing each other
Oh god.
live on live stream.
Oh good god. Dude,
I mean,
I mean,
I
that is a
mean,
horrible thought, but that is actually. I mean, that's a horrible thought, but that's
I,
somewhere out there, something like that is happening already. But I mean, that is
oh
yeah,
yeah, I'm sure I'm sure on the dark web, but I think that part of the problem is that people want to live vicariously through so many different people, and they just don't want to do something that it
yeah,
just is becoming more and more prevalent with our society.
right. Or you'll have people doing like hurting themselves. You know, and on some levels that already happens too, right? People doing really dumb challenges. I'm gonna drive my car, off this ramp. I'm going to drive my motorcycle. I'm going to jump, a couple of cars like Evil Knievel down the street. Just they bash themselves like, hey, great. I mean, the TikTok purge. Poppy Davis says that actually reminds me. Your thing about well, the gluttony of it all.
Yeah,
It reminds me of David Sedaris is.
I'm familiar with him. Yeah.
Yeah, he used to have a bit about how his parents would like save old food, right? They were like big savers, right? People that they would hold bananas, in their her mom would his mom would hold a banana in her purse for like a month, while it was like brown. It's a funny bit, but it's also um it also made me think about how this society is just like people don't have any clue what starvation is or what desperation feels like. And you could say like, well, that's great, this is awesome. We live in such a nice, wealthy, comfortable world, but like we are disconnected completely from like what it means to actually you know live without a necessity, right? And so that's why he was joking about his parents, but they were from they were from a generation that was like, oh, we don't have anything, we don't know where our next meal is coming from. We are, and people that have that kind of lack in their lives. It's also true of certain like oppressed people who right, who came from a situation where they were just so poor they didn't know where they're going to eat next, or anybody who was poor, right? You could, it's prevalent among people that, right, who are traditionally like lower on the socioeconomic scale, people who came from serious lack, serious poverty, extreme poverty, and when they actually like get a little bit of money, they go way overboard, right? Like, because they're like, whoa, I got some stuff now, Anyways, whatever. I think I'm rambling, but
Well, I just want to close with this. I think it has something to do with the loss of roles, the loss of identity, and because we are so we are so not in tune of or we feel like we're overstepping our bounds when we say we should have people do this, we should have people do that. And
right,
we just have so many people lost in the wilderness, in the proverbial wilderness right now. They don't know exactly what to do or what they should be doing
right,
or any of that. So we're left with this where people are just watching a screen, where people are just removing an eggshell little piece by little piece.
yeah,
And the other thing I want to say before I end this, if anyone wants to join Callin, you just go to callin.com. You don't have to download the app. You can actually use the desktop and just sign up and call in to the Black Bear News, and we'll listen to you there.
cool.
At
Thanks, my friends.
callin.com.
Yeah,
Yep.
it's not too hard. It ain't too hard.
Kev, you have a great Halloween with your family, all right?
All right, cool. Thanks, man. You too.
Peace out.
Peace. Yeah, people have all kinds of weird reactions to being in horrible situations, right? It's trauma, and you can either that trauma will stay with you, right? People who were raised with very little food or access to anything. Some people can act when they actually do enjoy having things. They can act in gratitude and generosity, and other people are just like, well, I never want to go back there again. So let me just go crazy with this. All right. Anyways, you got a vegan tuna sandwich? Sounds delicious. I want a vegan tuna sandwich. All right. Ooh, that's bad. Man, there's some horrible stories about people who have taken themselves out with social media stunts. Yeah. MAGA communism. MAGA communism. Somebody said somebody left a comment on my YouTube yesterday that somehow I was into MAGA communism. It's like, okay. I don't know. Gene says best to know and live in a community that knows what it is to be poor. Best people to work with as a community. I mean, I don't know. I don't know. It just has a different effect on different people. But I think always having everything all the time probably is not going to lead you to a good place. Especially when you wind up in a place where you don't have anything, you are going to freak out, right? If you've had everything you need your whole life, good. I mean, that's good. I guess that's how you want. You don't want people living in lack, but at the same time, I think it could warp your sense of reality. Because when you suddenly don't have nothing, then you're like, oh, geez, how do I do this? All right, let's keep going because there's so much more. Okay, I think I'm going to try and cover as much as I can on YouTube, but there might be a point at which I jump off. This is interesting. Raheem Kassam posts this. Bank of England tells ministers to intervene on digital currency programming, quote unquote. Digital cash could be programmed to ensure it is only spent on essentials, on goods, which an employer or government deems to be sensible. The Bank of England has called on ministers to decide whether a central bank digital currency should be programmable, ultimately giving the issuer control over how it is spent by the recipient. Do you guys want that? Does anybody want that? Does anybody want a digital currency that you can only spend on certain things or expires at a certain time? They said Monday that programming could be, this is from a year ago, by the way. This is old. Programming could be a key feature of any future central bank digital currency, in which the money would be programmed to be released only when something happened. I don't even know what that means. Something. What is that something? Inquiring minds want to know. This is in Canada. Man, I'm so nervous about getting a strike on my YouTube channel. Well, anyways, there were some anti-war demonstrations. Some people heckled Obama. And then there was like a fake video about this moment around Obama. But this is from Extra Bola. Some people, Obama had a speech and everybody was like, yay, Obama. This is in Michigan. But some people got in there and were heckling him, over his role and what is, what is happening in Ukraine actually goes all the way back to the Obama administration, right? Okay, so let's listen to this. Okay. Yeah, a lot of people are upset about the direction that everything is going. Um, and there's quite, there's been quite a few instances recently in the last few weeks of people showing up to ask their elected officials, what's going on. They're just trying to figure out what's going on. Like, are we trying for peace? Are we looking for a solution, a peaceful solution to this, or are we looking to continue to escalate this into a dangerous situation? I think that's a fairly decent question, right? Revolutionary Blackout Network says Barack Obama using civility politics to silence anti-war protesters, the same as Ilhan, AOC, and the squad. Civility politics is the enemy of the working class and will get us killed at this rate. There's never an impolite way to call out war criminals. He's right. It's never impolite. It's always mean. It's always mean. It's always, the wrong, when you try to call out people and tell the truth and ask them real questions, it's always the wrong way to do it. You're doing it the wrong way. There's a right way to do it, and this isn't the way to do it. Okay, well then, there just never is a right way. You're going to, because it's uncomfortable. And that, if you're really going to try to get some things to change, you're going to have to make some people uncomfortable. Yeah. Let's see. Do I have the Ilhan Omar one too? I thought I did. This is Ilhan Omar reacting to people asking her about her support.
You are supposed to be a progressive Democrat, anti-war. Anti-war. 80 billion to Ukraine is not anti-war.
We are helping Ukraine defend themselves.
Ukraine is killing its own citizens in the Donbass.
We are helping little children like me that have been helped. So unless you have not been paying attention to what is happening, there are millions of Ukrainians that have been displaced. There are piles of bodies that are being found in mass graves. There are little children whose lives are being lost.
By Zelensky. Yeah, by Zelensky in the Donbass.
But unless you are someone like me that has been that child, you do not get to tell me what my votes mean and how I get to vote in supporting people.
Oh, you don't get to tell her what her votes mean. Okay. You don't get to tell her what her votes mean. Only she decides. All right. I mean, people are very upset that the supposed anti-war party is not doing very anti-war type things. All right. You know what? At this point, I'm going to jump off YouTube. I want to cover a couple more things, and I think, yeah. Let's jump off YouTube. We're going to continue the last few minutes of the show on Rockfin and Colin. Thank you guys for hanging out with me every single day. I'll see you all tomorrow at 12 p.m. Pacific Daylight.